Okay, it's the 90s and I feel like I'm missing something. I've got my worries about Bosnia, Africa, the healthcare plan, my college plans, whether or not Tanya Harding was guilty, gang violence, domestic violence, Barney, Lyle and Eric Menendez, catching AIDS, the reasons behind Tom and Roseanne's divorce, Kurt Cobain's suicide, prom, term papers, and more. I've taken my Prozac, I'm not wearing gang colors, I am ready to face another day in 1994.
We're freaks, we're fragile, and we survived.
What's up, Denver?
My name's David Blatt. I'm the producer of Mortified Colorado. Mortified is a show where grown adults get on stage in front of hundreds of people and share their most hilarious and embarrassing teenage journals, artwork, letters, songs, whatever they held on to from childhood that they're willing to share on stage.
Even though these people are choosing to get on this stage, it takes a lot of guts to get in front of hundreds of people and share something that probably should have been kept in the darkest corner of the basement.
Trick me, treat me, love me, hold me, kiss me, but you can't kill me because you will suffer excruciating pain from me. Wouldn't that be amazing to find in your locker?
Once upon a time, there was love in my life. And now there's only love in the dark.
I think for people who have been in the audience and people who are really diehard Mortified fans first, they see that there's this surprising kind of community building and such a humanizing thing that happens at the shows. You just realize that, of course, we've all been through these tough times and we've felt so alone.
I decided to write a letter to Saddam Hussein. To the Iraqi president and whomever else it may concern. I truly regret that this has gone so far as to have me write this letter. I am writing this on behalf of the American military. Please give up and apologize. And my country will forgive and forget. Firmly, Ryan M. Conroe of Atlanta, Georgia.
Like everyone who's in the room the night of is there to support, and there's this kind of cathartic sense that we're all laughing with when we laugh, that there's a lot of like mirroring and recognition, like, oh, I have that same experience too.
You know, it is a relatively cringy and embarrassing story that I wrote. Immediately, the audience put me at ease by getting the joke and laughing. I really was actually more surprised by how many people came up to me afterwards to be like, I just want to tell you that was fantastic.
After witnessing other people do it and seeing how people respond, I think that that's what really makes people say, oh, maybe I could be a part of that too, and just continue this sort of legacy of Mortified now, which I think really is humanizing ourselves and also getting to know each other in this really unique way.
And then Dean started staring at me. Then the next day, while we were having the band party for the concert, he started poking me and Lisa with pencils. Since he usually does it to Lisa, I began to wonder. I love him. If he asked me to dance, I would say yes. Look at me, I'm talking to a book.
Part of getting older, I think, is like looking back on your childhood and realizing all the ways that you're damaged. And looking back on it now and being able to see it in a different light, and also just recognize that I've come a long way from who that person was, is really like liberating.
There is so much violence today. I've written a will. My VCR, Granny and Papa. My stuffed animals on the table, Big Papa.
I hear from 90% of the people who've participated that it is truly one of the most fun nights they've ever had as an adult.
And I need you now tonight. And I need you more than ever.
I glowed up, which is a great thing. I think most of the people that read these stories, they're on a glow up from where we all were.
I really encourage anyone who hasn't tried it yet to either come to a show or do one, because it's really just the best community.
Dear Mortified Colorado, I want to tell you that seeing this show for the first time last night was one of the most joyful and beautiful experiences ever. So profoundly hilarious and humanizing. I left feeling so open-hearted and alive and over the moon with joy, knowing we are all such weirdos after all. The world needs more of this. And reading that, I get choked up, honestly, because again, it's a comedy show, but it really is so much more than that. And that comment exactly captures why I'm so passionate about this show and why I think the audience is so passionate about it. It just inspires me to keep doing what we're doing and spreading the gospel of Mortified.
Thank you, Denver. We love you.
Stay elevated by subscribing to the city's YouTube page and stay tuned to our social media channels for more content. Don't miss our new episodes of Elevating Denver, premiering each month. Thanks for watching, Denver.